Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, Monday night Zoom edition, and Bitcoin has again been toying with 24K, but swatted down earlier today, hanging around 23.8 or 7 last I looked. Well, let's go to the chart and check out this range. I think it's kind of interesting. Though Bitcoin didn't move more than 2%, Ethereum about 2.5% today, which is frustrating to me because I was trying to scalp both. Regardless, we're in this range here. I'm considering moving the bottom up, but I don't want to tempt fate by doing that and then have it crash below. The crypto gods might take notice. So I'm a slightly superstitious trader. Anyway, so as you can see, back in July, we approached 24K a couple times and didn't make it. Touched it here, towards the end of the month, broke through on the 30th and 31st, but again, couldn't hold it. And then today, again, broke through 24K, but couldn't make it to 24.2, which is or 24.4, which is the top of the range. So, and trending back down again at 23.8. So I'm thinking, we're at the top of the range. We're going to have another drop down to maybe 22 or 23. So is it worth taking some shorts up here? And the alternative, if you are going long on a dip trade, be careful, because we're near resistance on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, let's see, let's make this bigger. We have an 80% range, real easy to calculate from 1,000 to 1,800. We broke through 1,800 today, but couldn't hold it. And we're down 1,780 now. So I am in short on this, and we'll see if that plays out. But Ethereum has had more strength than Bitcoin, presumably on the rumor / news of the merging, Ethereum 2.0, the switch from proof of work to proof of stake, supposed to be later this year. It's been postponed since I've been in crypto, so I'm not holding my breath on this, but presumably we're closer to having that actually happen. And there was some news on this. Mark Cuban spoke out, thought it was a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. So keep that in mind. But are we at the top of Ethereum? We've had mostly higher highs since early June, higher lows each time. These lows were pretty even than this one here. And these, the next three were all higher lows. So maybe the trend is up on this and shorting it would be foolish. I guess we'll find out. Anybody have any comments about the market overall, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or anything else? Okay, what about the economy overall? The Senate passed the probably poorly named, was the anti-inflation bill or something like that. It looks like a bunch of new spending, which is going to probably cause inflation, but I'm no economist. But that's I don't know what they're thinking sometimes.
CJ, how do you tax all the energy sectors and expect households to not to have to spend more money?
I know. I mean,
ridiculous.
I don't want to get off on politics too much, but Oliver has a point. I mean, how do we tax ourselves into prosperity? It doesn't make any sense to me. But that's maybe a chat for another time. But I did bring it up. I guess it's my fault. But I was curious if anyone thought that this bill or this approach by the government is what effects, if any, it's going to have on the economy, which would affect the stock market and probably Bitcoin and Ethereum and the whole crypto market as well. But
well, it's the Democrat Robin Hood theory: tax the rich and give to everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't be angry at them for acting within their nature. So
87,000 new IRS agents just scan all our bank accounts.
yeah, that could affect our crypto, because I'm not sure how many of those agents really understand it at this point, and I'm sure they'll be taught about it. It would be helpful to know if is crypto is it property, or is it is it currency? Is it a security? We don't really have a definitive ruling on that.
I read a Nexo article that a couple of congressmen were trying to enter a bill making ETH and Bitcoin a commodity.
Okay, cool.
So like they're like, they think it's time. Of course, obviously they were a couple of congressmen that had a clue about what it was.
Yeah, and I think that's the closest thing to what it is. So, it's some property that people exchange on an exchange, like pork bellies and S&P futures and things like that. But well, let's get back to trading. This is my fault. I asked about this. So
It's only a matter of time till the Federal Reserve comes up with a digital dollar.
yeah, there you go.
I did have a question, CJ. Did you so since you're a day trader, a crypto day trader, do you just pay day trader taxes, or how do you do that?
Well, for one, we don't.
Program that you run that keeps track of what you're doing, or
capital gains.
Yeah, we don't talk taxes on here for obvious reasons.
Okay.
But for those of you who are on my list, towards the end of last year, there is a tax program, and I'm involved with an attorney. And when the time is right later this year, I'll start marketing that again. And it's essentially a trust that helps. And this is only for Americans, so sorry, Craig and Tom and some of you others, but it's a trust that essentially wipes out capital gains. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
but it ain't
wow.
cheap, so that's the downside.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that
later
in the year, in a different format. All right, well, let's get over to Altcoin Alert and in iCoinPro. Looks like I do have some of my newer people, so we'll go ahead and talk about both. All right, Altcoin Alert. I need to share my screen. All right, I am on the Altcoin Radar. Easy mode is off, so I've got all the information in front of me. First thing I usually do in the morning is sort by AA score. I'm looking for very bullish, 80 or better. And we've got none of those today, which has been the trend the last few Zooms I've done. So since we don't have any 80 or better, I'm not going to sort or look at any of these unless they fall into one of my other sorts. I like the long-term sentiment sort. And the sentiment score is, one thing Altcoin Alert has that very few others have, and that's the Twitter data. What are people talking about online? And if you hover over your question mark here, it'll describe what each of these columns is what they contain. And then the technical indicator is this Elder Impulse Daily, and you can see there what's involved with that. So if I sort by long-term sentiment, and I get very bullish or bullish, and I match that up with the Elder Impulse Daily, I've now got sentiment and the technical indicators telling me bullish. That's worth another look. And we're in good shape today because we've got coins that I've actually heard of, like these first two. I had Loom, maybe I've heard of, but Top, I don't even know what that is. But COTI, Stellar, Zcash, Monero, RSR, these are all coins I've traded before. So we'll check out a few, and I think a couple of these I have alerts set on already from earlier today. So let's look at, it went away. All right, Ren is the one I was looking at earlier. That's changed since, well, let's go ahead and look at it. Oliver, were you say something?
No, I was just coughing. I'm sorry.
All right. So, Ren, what did I do with this? I was looking to short this. All right, let's look at something else then. COTI is up a little bit today, but very bullish on the sentiment and bullish on the daily. So that's intriguing. Sometimes you see these and they've got, oh, you know why? Because UTC's time just changed. That's why. So, well, let's say 24-hour change. So yeah, we still have some higher numbers here, like 9% on RSR, 15% on REN, which is why I was thinking of shorting it. I think it might be played out. We'll talk about that in a minute. So let's just go ahead and go over to COTI. I'll create another page here. And if those of you who are new to TradingView, if you want to have multiple tabs open here for the coins you're following, all you have to do is right click, duplicate, and it'll bring up the most recent layout you're looking at. So now I have 2 REN charts. I want to pull up COTI. I think that's on my list. Yeah. All right, first thing I usually do is look at the day chart. And all of them pretty much look like this. They've dropped 80, 90% since their highs. Back at the end of October, this is up to 69 cents. Gave up 88%, but trending up a little bit now. Go to the hour, which is a more recent view. The 26th or thereabouts seems to be when a lot of these hit a low. And then they've been moving up since then. This is up over 30% in the last 2 weeks or so. So it's been trending up. Okay, on the 5-minute, can we find a dip sequence? No. Yeah, we don't. We have a. It's not really a. Yeah, this is kind of a squeezed. It's not even 2% between the Bollinger Bands. Unfortunately, the market looks like this. It just hasn't moved that much today, the exception of a few tokens. But yeah, I really had trouble finding trades today. So I'm setting alerts and hoping for something tonight or tomorrow morning. On COTI, we do have some short-term support here, but we're sitting on it right now. So yeah, this looks, I don't think this is a good candidate for a price alert. I don't see any. There's a little bit of support here from yesterday at around, again, we're pretty close to that already, 11.87 cents. So I'm going to go over to my 15-minute chart and look at my indicators, see if that could be a better option. Turn on divergence. I think I've explained it on a couple videos before how to download this indicator. Divergence is a disagreement between the indicators and the price action. When the price action's up and the indicators are going down, that's bearish divergence. When the price action's going down and the indicators are going up, that's bullish divergence. It does have some predictive ability. I'd say around 60-65% of the time you can get the direction you want, or that's indicated by the divergence. But sometimes it doesn't do anything. So like this one here, 3 divergences on this alert, went up, less than 0.5%, and then, now you're underneath. But this one did well. This one goes off here, and you get a move up 2%, not bad. About the same here. 1.6%, not bad, but not great either. Other alerts I like to do are with the money flow index and the relative strength index, MFI and RSI. But COTI is not, there might be better candidates than this. I mean, if I'm on the 15-minute chart, my divergences are only getting me 1 to 2%. That's not very good. On a 15-minute chart, I'm expecting to see closer to 5%. Like this short here on this MACD divergence, That dropped, that's from the top of the bottom of the Bollinger Band. It's only 2%. Not bad, but for the risks we're taking, I usually want to do a little bit better than that, especially if you're on leverage. So with the MFI, I'm looking at hitting the overbought or the oversold area at 20 and then bouncing back up. On the RSI, the oversold area is considered 30 and then bouncing back up. Sometimes they mirror each other. Sometimes one is more sensitive than the other. So I like to look at the recent past, last day or two, to see which, what the oversold returns have brought. This one triggered here. That's a really good entry. And we got up to the top of the Bollinger Band over 3%. Not bad. This one here, drop below 20. So our entry would have been right about here. 1.4, then a drop. 1.5 again. Get almost 3% if you stay in this most of the day. Not bad, but not great. And we got this one here. It came up. Probably got in right about here. The SMA lines like less than 1%. So overall, I'm not liking COTI. I want to see more movement than this, but this might be the trend we see throughout the day because, like I said, many of these coins weren't moving that much today. But let's say you do want to put an alert on these. You right-click on the MFI, add the alert, crossing up 20, and once per bar close, and that's going to be my long-term sentiment buy. I like to put the information source since I look at a few. And I track that on my spreadsheet. All right, and then the RSI is similar, but we use 30. Any questions on COTI? Okay. Let's look at Stellar. I had this one up earlier. I did put an alert on this. This one had a big move up and now it's coming down. Maybe I have the wrong alert on here, but I'm looking for the MFI to drop here on the 15-minute chart and then shoot back up on a dip trade. On the 5-minute, we got our squeeze, it's bubbling. So it's kind of a squeezy bubble. Yeah, 4.6%, not bad. So I'm looking for that that return on the 15-minute chart. Though it would be reasonable to get in. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. See, what I don't like about these when they downtrend like this, when it's not a bubble. See, this is what we want on our dip trades, this kind of thing. But when they're sliding down like this, sometimes you get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dips, and you don't want to buy the third or fourth dip of a 9 dipper. So that's why I like this 15-minute alert on the MFI to have it cross back up and tell me that it's trending back up again. Of course, the risk there is that you miss this action. Your entry's not quite as good. It might go up here and just flop over, kind of like it did here. It triggered that and then just. And that's usually where the ladder buying comes in, or if you prefer stop losses, you might want to look here where you have some support right around 12 cents and put your stop loss a little bit below that. Okay, yeah, since I already charted this one out, I kind of cut to the point on that one and showed you my MFI alert. Any questions about XLM? Okay. So we've done 2 on the long-term sentiment. I made a note to myself to check the 1-hour projected range. I have not used this one in a while. I used it when we were pumping up a lot last summer and fall. I was using this more just to scalp off 1 or 2%. Oh, this is interesting. Polkadot of all things is on this list. So the upper range is 3%. The lower is, a small loss, and the average is 1.37%. So what Altcoin Alert's telling us is we've got I can't recall what the percentage is that this is actually going to happen, but they're projecting a 1.37% increase in the next hour or so. So let's check out DOT. Tom's asking for AGIX. Yeah, I'll look at some random stuff, towards the end, Tom, but if I forget, remind me. Let's see, let's get out of this COTI and look at DOT. And since we're looking at the hour, we're above the SMA line and towards the top of the Bollinger Band. I don't like that entry. You only got 1%, but that's what the info is telling us. What got resistance. We're kind of at resistance already. So the play here might be to put an alert at resistance or a little bit above, say around 940. If it punches through that with force, that might be your trade. It's not how I usually trade, but anyway, here's what you would do. Add alert at 940, crossing up. Only once. That's going to be our 1 hour or 20. I forgot what it's called. It's been so long since I used it. 1 hour projected. All right, we'll see if that happens. Okay, any questions on DOT and the 1 hour projected sort? Okay, any questions on Altcoin Alert overall? I think Tom, did you want to look at Ajax on Altcoin Alert or just the chart? Because we can search it on here, see what it says. And it's not here. Is that AGI? Chart. All right, we'll look at the chart later. Let's go to iCoinPro.
So it's AGIX is what he put.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, he wants to look at the chart. He wasn't interested in seeing it in Altcoin Alert, and I don't think it was in there anyway. All right, so iCoinPro, most of you guys have seen the 1, 2, 3 dip training. They have two main tools that I like to use to find trades, the RSI Spy and the Buddy Coin Crawler. On the RSI Spy, I like to sort by the 1 hour RSI. You see me look at the 15-minute RSI, but this is by the 1 hour, looking for values under 30. And these are the ones that have been kind of beaten down or due for recovery. Got TRB here. And I just happen to have that one open because I was looking at it earlier. And this one I thought was going to go into a 1, 2, 3 dip sequence. I put a price alert where I thought it might go, and it made a big dip here and then just went a little bit up and sideways, and now it's going to hit the SMA line, so that invalidates the dip unless it starts again. So I'm going to turn this off. So we didn't really have a dip sequence. We had a really nice squeeze and bubble. This is the kind of thing we're looking for usually, but it just didn't otherwise function like the dip sequences I like. So I didn't take that one. Well, this is interesting. We have a big disagreement here between the MFI and the RSI. The MFI is up here. it went overbought and then dropped to about the middle of the 50 area. The RSI is kind of putzing around down here in the oversold area. This is one of the bigger discrepancies I've seen between these two indicators. So what do we do with this? Otherwise they match up pretty consistently. The MFI is a bit more sensitive here with oversold being shown here. That's not a good entry. This one would have been okay. Here we had an MFI alert here. It's a 4% move. You like that. And this one came up about here. Yeah, this candle here would have been the entry. And went up 1.6, now it's going sideways. So if you want to trade this one based on the RSI SPY, right click on the 15-minute, add an alert, pressing up, go with 20 on this one. Once per bar close, that's going to be RSI SPY long. And I'm good to go with my alert. So yeah, this one was actually a little more sensitive on the RSI on this dip, but it ended up not being a very good entry. So I think I'll stick with the MFI. Any questions on TRB or this alert? Okay. And then the other one's Tornado. I'm not familiar with that one. Tornado Cash sounds familiar though. Let's check it out. I wonder where this one's listed. It's obviously on Binance. Okay, it's Binance, BitGet, OKX. It's not really anywhere. I still can't get into BitGet. Oh, it's on Femex. I've got an account with them. All right, we'll check it out since I'm here. Day chart. Listed on Binance last year about this time. Its biggest move was in September. 84% drop coming up. This chart's all over the place. It's crazy volatile. Okay, went up 36%. Gave most of it back, came up again. And then big crash today. Wow. Interesting. Is there any news on this? Not really. I think it's a privacy coin. Those have gone up lately. 5-minute chart.
Have you noticed much slippage in the last hour in the market on a lot of these coins?
Well, when I hear the word slippage, I think of
Going down.
some movement when I'm making a trade on an exchange. You just mean like dipping or?
Well, I mean, what's happening in Mar-a-Lago, I just wondered if there's some response to that we're seeing in the market in the last hour.
No, is there a news event?
Yeah, they raided Trump's home.
Oh,
1 hour ago.
did not know that. Would that affect the markets?
First time in our history. A
Surprise,
presidential
surprise,
home.
surprise. Not.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure if that would be. It might. Last hour. Yeah, if this drop happened, this morning, I have the US 30 on here. I don't know if it would show up in that or not. I do a little index trading too. Yeah, it's trending up a little bit after hours, so we'll see. Not affecting yet, but
That's a good sign.
yeah. Maybe that was priced in. People knew that already. All right, so this is a really hellish dip sequence. 1, 2, well, it's 3 dips. So yeah, I would have gotten in here. Up 6%. Yeah, that's good stuff. Less than an hour. Dig it. And it drops again. This is intriguing. If I can get on BitGet, I might trade this. Let's look at divergence on the 15-minute chart. Since we're pretty much at support at the moment, price alert's not going to help us. Got bullish divergence an hour ago. It's kind of gone sideways since then. Up about not quite 1%. So that could be an entry. And then this MFI and RSI both, getting on this now, just went sideways from here pretty much. This one over here. Actually, that's a nice move. 4%, 4 hours. This one here. About the same, I think. Yeah, 3% in 6 hours. So you get like 3 and 4% off each of these dips here on the MFI. And that's a bigger move here from Saturday. At 15% an hour, sweet. So if you're inclined to trade Tornado Cash, then yeah, go with your MFI or RSI alert. And I think divergence looked pretty good too, so that'd be another option. Let me know how you did. I can't really access an exchange to trade it, or I'd consider it. Any questions on Tornado Cash? Okay. We're about 35 minutes. Let's do one more on iCoinPro. I did want to point out, for those who are paid members of iCoinPro, they have this forum that Justin Clark, the co-founder, posts in every morning. He didn't post his buddy coins like he usually does, but he does talk about the market in some detail first thing in the morning. A lot of these come out at 4 or 5 in the morning Pacific time. Justin lives in Florida, so he's on Eastern. So that's helpful to me. And a lot of people tend to chime in, usually just thanking him for what he does. So that's kind of cool. And like I said, he usually lists his buddy coins. He chooses 3 that he follows throughout the day. Let's see if I can find an earlier example of that. Maybe he quit doing it. People might have been lazy and were just following what he's following, which is kind of the point I was making here. Add those to what you're looking at. Okay, I probably should have looked that over more before I talked about it. Let's go to the buddy coin crawler. Speaking of that, and like I just said, this helps somebody in iCoinPro choose 2, 3, 4 coins to follow. I usually choose 2 from buddy coin or 2 from iCoinPro, either the buddy coin crawler or the RSI SPY, and I usually choose 2 from Altcoin Alert. And then I'm always watching Bitcoin and Ethereum, so that's what I usually do. We've already looked at. I'm sorting from the average low to the SMA. The low is the 24-hour low. The SMA line, it's that pink line you see between the Bollinger Bands. We also have a current low to SMA. That's a fairly new addition. I find myself gravitating more towards this average low. But I'm looking for values 5% or more. Those tend to be the coins that move. And we've already looked at Teller and Tornado Cash, so we have some overlap here. Let's do this sort on current low to SMA. Usually I'm looking for around 2 or 3%. I'm not seeing it now. Quant, kind of like that one. Yeah, let's check that one out. I haven't looked at Quant in a while. You can use this drop down menu, go to trading view, and it'll open usually on the 5-minute chart. I have a CoinMetro account. You know, Pizza Mine from CryptNation likes CoinMetro, so Quant is on that. I bought it and sold it there a couple times. And this has had some wild swings this year and last. Got well above 300, 400 even. Lost most of it, and it's coming back. 1 hour. And kind of out of nowhere, this thing's pumping. Since the first of the month, it's up 33%. A little bit of a dip today, later in the day. 5-minute chart. Here's a dip. Squeeze, dip, one. Yeah, it's like a dead cat bounce, V shape. There's really no second or third dip on this one. And kind of going sideways. 3.4%, but it looks like it's bubbling on the bottom, but the top's trending down the same way. We do have a single dip at the moment. So you could try to anticipate where the dip's going to go with a price alert. Oh, check that out in a few. So I'd probably guesstimate right around here, 124 would be your price alert. Do that way. If you want to go with the indicators, which is usually my preference, you know, look at divergence real quick. Looks like they're all bearish. I don't see any bullish ones. We haven't had a bullish divergence, you know, since Friday. And that one did really well. All of these did pretty well, so that might be the way to go. The last 4 divergences look profitable to me. With some patience, you would have stayed in and caught this big move. So if you want to go with your divergence alert, right click here, add alert on divergence. Positive, once per bar close. And this is Buddy Coin Crawler. Let me put that one in. You can also trade this on Coinbase Pro. I might do it there. Okay, let's look at Tom's AGIX chart. It's on Uniswap, KuCoin, and Binance. KuCoin I like, but we tend to look at Binance charts. Let's go with that. Turn that off. Day chart. I think I have a small bag of this. I think I bought it around here, unfortunately. Currently at 5 cents. It's been as high as 60 cents. Yeah. Big drop. But moving pretty well. Since July 30th, I mean, the last 8 or 9 days, up 24%, pretty good. 5-minute chart, can we make a trade now? I don't like this sitting on the SMA line. So you could try to catch it with price alerts here. Well, you're seeing these, it's kind of just stair stepping up. So there's lots of support areas I think this one's one of the better ones. It's hit this about 3 times since early this morning, right around 5 cents. So that would be a good, good support level potentially for a price alert. 5 cents there. Again, we've got some more here, 4.93. Again here, 4.83. Here, 4.78, and again here at 4.68. So those are all potential support areas. On the 15-minute chart, divergence, lots of bearish. I don't know if this is something you can short, so I think only the bullish is going to help us. Really only the last one caught this, so I don't think bullish is that useful. And none of these, we don't have a dip below the 20 on the MFI, the oversold area since Saturday. Not sure what to do with this one. You could either go with the bullish divergence or set your MFI. The RSI never made it to oversold at all. MFI did a couple times. So you could add your alert on the MFI, crossing up. Instead of 20, you might go 25. Once per bar close. And then that's going to be Tom's suggestion. So anyway. So Tom, any questions? Anyone else want to chime in on this one? All right. Thank you from Tom. You're welcome. And well, I'm going to wrap this up then. I'm at over 40 minutes. I talked more than I thought I would on this mostly sideways trading day. If you're watching on the recording, I appreciate that. Please check out the opportunities listed in the comments below. They help support the channel. And hope to see you live on Friday. If you're a Carbon member and you want to hang out for that Zoom, stick around. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Thanks.